right, guys, so in language arts this week, we are going to be talking about verbs. Yay! Okay, so we've talked about what a verb is. We've talked about how to use a verb, how to identify a verb, and now we're going to talk about the tenses of verbs, okay? So remember, a verb is an action word. It indicates that something is happening and that someone is doing something. And so we know that those things can happen. Anything that we do could have happened in the past, right? It already happened. It's happening right now in the present or later in the future, okay? So our tenses are past, present, and future. And each of these, the way that we would write these verbs is different depending on when it happened, which tense we use, okay? Let me erase this right here. All right, so a past tense verb will usually end in ed, okay? So if I walk to the store, I walked to the store yesterday. All right, the present tense of the verb usually will end in s or es. All right, so it's kind of, whether it's s or es, it's kind of like our rules that we know about plural nouns. So we know that if it ends in s, x, sh, ch, ss, I think I'm leaving one off, but all of those rules that we learn for plural nouns, that's basically the same thing that we're going to use for present tense verbs. So if it ends in a ch, I'm going to add es to make it a present tense verb, okay? Future is usually going to be, will blank, whatever the verb is. Will cook, will go, will walk, will travel. All of those different verbs that we would have, you're just going to write the verb on that, in that blank right there, and it will be, I will, blah, 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 blah. They will, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we're going to have some verbs here. I'm going to say cook, and walk, and hunch, like hunch over, and pass, like pass the ball, and we're going to say travel because I just really want to travel when all of this coronavirus stuff is over, and we're going to say watch, and jump, and work, okay? So first, let's work on the past tense of these words, okay? So all I'm going to do is take the verb, and I'm going to add ed to it. I cooked. I walked. Remember, this is all happening in the past. I hunched over. Past. All I'm doing is writing the verb and adding ed. I traveled. I watched. I jumped. And I worked. Okay? All of those past tense verbs have ed on the end. And there are some irregular verbs where this doesn't work, and we're going to talk more about those next week. But for right now, that's what we do for past tense verbs. Okay? Present tense, now this is where we got to really think. Am I going to do s or am I going to add es? It depends on the ending, right? So cook does not end in any of those funky endings that we've talked about. So I'm going to say cooks. I'm just going to add s. Okay. Walk also doesn't end in any funky endings. So I'm going to say walks. She walks into the store. Okay. Hunch ends in ch. That's one of those funky ones. So I'm going to say hunches.Ches, okay? Because it has ch on the end, okay? Pass also has a funky ending. It's got that double s, so it would be es that I'm adding for passes, okay? Travel, nothing funky about that. It's just going to be travels, add an s. She travels a lot. Watch ends in ch. That's one of our funky endings, so I'm going to have to add es to make watches. She watches the birds fly. Jump, normal ending. It's just going to add an S for jumps. He jumps into the swimming pool. Happening right now. These are all present tense verbs. Work, normal ending. Add that S on there. Works. Okay? My dad works a lot. Okay? All right, so here we go. Future. All I'm going to do is put will in front of it, right? Will cook. Doesn't matter about the ending. Will walk. Will hunch. Will pass. Will travel. Will watch. I'm catching the drift here. Will jump. And will work. Cool. Past, present, future. When did it happen? The verb will tell us. Thanks for watching, guys.